I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting. Being that me, I'm a real individual. I just felt like we was all cool at one point in time. And
now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No, I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36, and we fight.
He's 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud.
In a recent live interview, Terence Crawford didn't hold back when asked about Floyd Mayweather. He said Mayweather's era is over and insisted the spotlight has shifted to him. With full confidence, Crawford declared this is his time, his generation, and he's the fighter now leading boxing's future.
And some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
You don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that.
Floyd Mayweather reminded fans that he had already beaten Canelo Alvarez when he was older than Canelo at the time, emphasizing his edge in skill and experience. He argued that Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo shouldn't be overly celebrated, since both men share that milestone win. In Mayweather's view, his triumph remains the greater accomplishment, and Crawford's success doesn't place him above Mayweather's legacy.
He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No, I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36, and we fight. And now what y'all gonna say? Well, now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
Some analysts believe Terence Crawford still can't be ranked alongside Floyd Mayweather, pointing to the undefeated 50-0 record that defines Mayweather's career. While beating stars like Canelo Alvarez adds to Crawford's resume, critics argue it isn't enough. Many insist the real test would be moving up to challenge David Benavidez, a bigger and dangerous opponent. They say a victory there would prove Crawford's fearlessness and push his legacy closer to Mayweather's. Until then, skeptics maintain his record doesn't measure up to Floyd's lasting greatness.
24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50-0. Bud has to separate himself. What he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people are scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Durant from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the old-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford
Trainer Robert Garcia offers a different take. He believes Terence Crawford is too smart to risk everything against David Benavidez. According to Garcia, Crawford already knows how to secure his legacy without taking on a fight where size and power are stacked against him. He warned that Benavidez is dangerous enough to end Crawford's unbeaten streak, making the risk greater than the reward. In Garcia's eyes, Crawford's resume is already packed with achievements, and there's no need to step outside his natural weight class. His view highlights boxing's ongoing debate: chase high-risk challenges or protect a near-perfect career.
Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. But it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, gave a more balanced view of Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez. He admitted Crawford outboxed Canelo but warned against calling it the ultimate measure of greatness. Jeff argued that Alvarez was no longer in his prime, lacking the sharpness and power of earlier years. He also reminded that critics had long questioned Crawford's competition, and even this victory hasn't ended the debate. For Jeff, the performance was impressive, but context matters. Beating a past prime Canelo doesn't erase every doubt about Crawford's place in history.
And obviously that proved not to be, or to be the case, that Crawford could definitely handle the power. Were you surprised that, it didn't look like, maybe once or twice looked like maybe Crawford felt it, but never in any kind of real trouble?
Yeah, I don't think that Canelo really hit him. I mean, he hit him a couple times clean, but I mean, Crawford, Crawford's a big guy too. Crawford took it like it was nothing. I mean, and he hit Canelo a few times. I mean, and Canelo took it as well. So I mean, basically, at the end of the day, I mean, they both took decent shots from each other, but Crawford just didn't get hit as much as Canelo did.
Do you think that was, a case of, you can't, Canelo's a guy that's not out there throwing huge combinations. Like he's, more of a, punch at a time kind of guy, and that's not going to work against someone as slick and talented as Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, basically, Canelo was looking for just one big shot, trying to land a big shot on Crawford, but Crawford wasn't having it. And Crawford at times would say, I guess he would say to himself, I need to, do a little more work. And basically, and it seemed like he just did that.
Boxing icon Roy Jones Jr. took aim at Floyd Mayweather's legacy, questioning whether it truly matches the hype. Jones argued that outside of the Canelo-Alvarez bout, Mayweather often avoided top opponents at their peak, instead fighting smaller, older, or fading names. He suggested this raises doubts about why Floyd is so often hailed as the greatest. While acknowledging Mayweather's perfect record as historic, Jones stressed that the timing and quality of his fights leave room for debate, especially when compared to a versatile, all-around talent like Terence Crawford.
Not in my book. No.
Not even top 10.
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5.
10.
He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And is Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto is not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great.
I agree.
All right, so that's not a great fight. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them best 2 names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not going to say who
because I can't name a person.
I'm not going to say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't have it. He didn't.
One analyst drew a sharp distinction between fame and skill. He noted that Floyd Mayweather's global reach is unmatched, built on an undefeated record and blockbuster pay-per-view numbers. But in terms of pure talent, he argued Terence Crawford may hold the edge. Crawford's southpaw foundation and rare ability to switch stances mid-fight give him a level of adaptability few fighters possess. For many, that versatility suggests Crawford's toolkit could surpass Mayweather's. At the heart of the debate lies a bigger question: is boxing greatness measured by global fame or by raw skill inside the ring?
Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ. And not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far. And I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. Styles make fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent.
Former champion Shane Mosley offered a straight comparison between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, zeroing in on their physical makeup. He noted that Crawford's natural size gives him an edge Floyd never had, allowing him to move through weight classes while keeping his power intact. Mosley praised Mayweather's defensive brilliance, but argued Crawford's frame lets him dominate opponents in ways Floyd couldn't. For Mosley, that makes direct comparisons tricky, since Crawford's build gives him chances Mayweather never enjoyed.
Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era.
Jeff Mayweather also pointed out that when Floyd faced Canelo Alvarez, he was already past his prime. Despite being older and slower, Floyd outclassed Canelo with defense, ring IQ, and experience. Jeff argued that this is what sets Floyd's win apart from Crawford's. While Crawford beat a more seasoned Canelo, Floyd did it at a time when his own physical tools were fading, yet he still dominated. For Jeff, that context locks in Floyd's greatness as unmatched, no matter how many more victories Crawford earns.
That time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 21? 25?
Yeah, I'm very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost. Yeah, but man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
Your prime is in your 20s.
it's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Do you? I mean, don't you? I
Want to
mean,
make himself look like he did something.
Terence Crawford has responded to the nonstop comparisons with a mix of respect and self-assurance. He acknowledges Floyd Mayweather's achievements and accepts that Floyd's legacy is already secured. But Crawford also stresses that every era has its champion, and eventually the torch passes. Greatness, he said, isn't permanent. Sooner or later, a new face leads the sport. By casting himself as that figure today, Crawford both honors Mayweather's past and makes it clear he's the one carrying boxing forward now.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No. No.
No friends in this business for you?
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta.
Trainer Greg Hackett praised Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, calling it the moment that cemented Crawford's legacy above Canelo's. But he was quick to add that this doesn't put Crawford past Floyd Mayweather. Hackett stressed that while the Canelo fight was career-defining, it can't erase Floyd's decades of dominance. In his view, Crawford deserves full credit for the victory, but comparisons to Mayweather must be measured carefully. Floyd's resume is still broader, deeper, and more tested. Next voice. Former champion Sean Porter reflected on his podcast about Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, calling it a performance that stunned the boxing world. He noted that Crawford didn't just rise to the challenge, he dismantled Canelo in a way few thought possible. For Porter, the fight proved Crawford's skills cut across weight classes and styles. His adaptability, technical mastery, and mental toughness showed at the highest level, solidifying his place as one of boxing's most complete fighters. Next voice. One milestone that truly separates Terence Crawford is his historic run as the first fighter to become undisputed champion in 3 different weight divisions. The achievement highlights not just his versatility, but his ability to maintain dominance across every stage of his career. Few boxers in history have conquered multiple classes with such authority. With this feat alone, Crawford has already secured his place in boxing history, cementing a legacy that stands strong, whether or not he's compared to Floyd Mayweather.